Hello, welcome to Twenties Aplenty. In this week's Headhunter Chronicles, the group finally set off to Axemouth to retrieve their airship. We hope you enjoy the session. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, or leave a comment below.
We travel and roll, our intentions are good. Maybe we fight, at times polite. It's DnD.
So when last we set off, the group had just finished off at the Kobold camp to the west of the Sands Gate. They'd found a number of invisible air-based beasts had wiped out those from Kosk's tribe that were there doing mercenary work, having abandoned Kosk's cousin Sanik, the tribe leader. They made their way back to Dragon's Claw. The group then had a discussion away from the gates about how they could get to Axemouth. They decided that heading for Blades Bay or Blades Port via Desert's Mouth was probably the way to go. However, they decided to hold off on making final plans because Varric needed to still speak to Feishan to see if there was a way in via him and the head of Newstad. The group also wanted to do a bit of shopping, sell some equipment that they'd recovered. As the group shopped, Varric, Cleo and Marcus headed off to the house where they'd met Feishan. He knocked on the door, there was no answer. Sneaking into the house, Varric sent a ball of light ahead of him. As they entered the sitting room, a crossbow bolt fired through the ball of light sticking in the wall. Feishan, not recognizing the now dwarven Varric, or Vorak, was quite suspicious of him. Eventually he talked him round and they had a conversation about potential routes to Axemouth. Feishan said they had a number of agents in Axemouth in operation. There are also a number of friends of theirs, some of short stature, that were being held prisoner in the jail there, and he asked Varric of two things. First of those two things was to release the prisoners and make sure they get safely out of Axemouth. The second was to craft a promotion for their efforts. For example, discrediting the people that were already sat above this person to enable the promotion. In return for doing those two jobs, Feishan would organise passage on a boat directly to Axemouth, but they'd have to jump overboard and find their own way into the city. He instructed Varric for the group to make their way to Talon's Port after signing up for the Mercenary Legion, meet a white dragonborn called Volra, who was the dockmaster there, and he would put them on a ship. He advised Varric to keep a low profile whilst on the ship. The group then met up and headed back to the Dragon's Claws. They discussed how to get hold of the schematics of the stronghold in Axemouth. Kosk and Amanita headed to the library. There, they found a number of books which explained, as well as being a huge military outpost, it was also home to one of the biggest farming enterprises in Dragon's Claw, famed for its irrigation system. Varric and Lucy headed to the military museum. They found a model of Axemouth itself, and on which clearly were two sets of pipes joining the city to the river. One of which was the inlet for the irrigation system. The other was an outlet for wastewater. It was not clear which one was which. So, I'm assuming the group meet back up at the rendezvous point, where Cleo and Marcus were waiting. It is late morning, about 10, 11 o'clock. There are a number of things I will add that the group have been hinted / told to do. Sign up for the Mercenaries Legion. Work out how to get into Talentsport. Meet Volra. Obtain the letter wait for the letter to be delivered the next morning. And make their way to Axemouth. Obviously, that wasn't an ordered list. So, what would you like to do?
Oh, that was fun, wasn't it? Jumpy, we jumped and the doors came down.
It's a bit too much excitement for one afternoon, Amanita.
I wonder why they came down. Do you think it was because of because I threw that book?
No, that was probably us trying to take one of the books out, which, fortunately, I actually have with me still.
Well, that's
Very
not
useful,
good.
Very useful this is. Extensive information on the structure of the irrigation system, which we'll need to go through.
I don't feel as bad now.
Yeah, I mean, worse things to do than pillage a library.
I don't know. I might have stolen a few. I thought Varric and Lucy might not be too pleased with me.
I think the only thing we have to say regarding Lucy, anyway, is that he might be setting too strong an example in this area. Varric, I suppose he won't mind as long as we've done something useful in the end.
She's like thinking, remembering the book she picked up, and she's like,
Okay.
That was some good distracting work, Lucy. I managed to get down a good few notes.
I don't think he was very concerned. He seemed a bit bored.
Yeah. I also, just to quickly note, Lucy or Charlie have been very quiet for me, so I'm just turning out.
Whoops! How's that?
That's better.
Always something. Now it should be quite audible.
Talking voice is a lot quieter than your singing voice, I would guess.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, well, did we find out anything?
Yeah, so I got a good few notes about locations of windows, where the import, where the holes were for the water to come in and out and stuff. I don't know which one's which, but it's something, so it should be fine.
If we partner that with the information me and Amanita got, we should have a good plan for getting inside.
I enjoy a gamble.
Yeah, just throw a stone in, which one goes in or comes out, it's fine.
Well, what would be coming out? Like water?
Oh, waste.
Spare fertilizer, perhaps?
Stuff we don't want to swim in. This is the bottom line of it.
Okay. But if we had to, could we?
I don't want to swim in poop, Lucy.
I know, I'm just saying, say we pick the wrong pipe, and then can we swim through it, or is it like a torrent of fecal matter and waste?
I mean, we'll have to see when we get there. I mean, it could just be a nice steady stream, or it could just be every so often they blow it all out. But
perhaps there's some logical guess you could apply to work out which is the right pipe.
Go by the notes, I can see where they're falling through and stuff.
Righty tighty.
In any case, that should be a stacked gamble. Should be. I believe I have a plan for when we have to jump ship. If I use my ever-smoking bottle, I can make it out that there's a fire happening below decks, which should create enough confusion for us to slip overboard.
I could start a fire.
No, don't actually start a fire, but you see,
we don't
want to cause any more collateral than we have to.
Okay.
No need for a repeat of the fort.
Well, what about if we just... Why don't we just make it dark?
I mean, we could do, but that's a little bit more noticeable than... Like, making it dark is very much like, oh, this is an effect that's happening to us, rather than, oh, potentially there's a fire on the boat.
Not if it's unnecessary, though.
The other smoking bottle also will not require any of your magical energy, which we will need to save for the journey to shore.
Mm.
I would also ask the question as to when they see the smoke but realize there is no fire, and 7 of the people on the boat have disappeared. Do you not think that will be suspicious?
I mean, it'll be suspicious if they catch us jumping overboard as well.
Oh, I got an idea. You know how I can make lots of clouds and go boom, cow, boom. I can make a massive storm. We can then accidentally fall overboard. And they'll be like, oh no, they're drowning.
Certainly they'd be too busy to save us if we happen to go over the side in stormy conditions.
Exactly. And if I get my wings wet, the berries can't fly.
So how will you continue going once we go in the sea?
I don't know.
Amanita could come save us, but rather than take us back to a boat in stormy waters, she'll take us back to the shore instead.
It seems a bit dangerous, though, if you definitely can't swim, Amanita.
Oh, I'll be controlling the weather.
Be careful anyway, though.
I can fly so high, so they don't know it's me.
Okay, this sounds like we have a plan then. Alright, so is there any reason we can't just go down to the sign-up point, get our names on the roster?
No, I think that's the next port of call, to be honest, is to get down there and sign up. But we need to think of a name for the group that maybe isn't what we go by usually, just in case they trace it back.
What about the non-headhunters?
I think that's a bit too on the nose, Lucy, maybe.
Oh, okay. All right.
The arsonists?
Do you think they'd put 2 and 2 together with the big fire that just happened?
Possibly, yes.
Maybe, yeah. So you're called the arsonist.
Marcus will probably be like, well, I've definitely got an arse. Definitely got somebody who puts the arse in arsonist.
Which member of the group is it, though?
I'm assuming he means the one that keeps getting shot in his backside.
That could be it.
Well, do we want to seem professional or just a random bunch of people?
Let's try and go professional. I don't think it's a good idea to maybe go in as a bunch of mass murderers, perhaps.
No, I was thinking like not the brightest of people. We could make them maybe believe that we're not smart enough to escape a boat and cause distractions, and more believable that we'd fall off the boat.
Yeah. Can we all maintain that sense of dumbness?
Could be tricky.
I'll tell you. Yes.
Still trying to think of a half-decent name. Coming up blank.
But we're still in the... Well, if we want them to like us, what about something like... Bag's Nightmare?
We'll certainly use that as a placeholder.
I'm just trying to think of what else. The Dwarf Smashers. I'm sure they'd be all over that one.
Yeah, there you go.
With the dwarf in the party.
I'm the.
He's self-deprecating.
Yeah.
He hates himself. It's just... This is
Issue they won't be. Issue it won't be the one. You won't be the one that obviously gets smashed.
No, we'll say no. He used to be full size. We practiced on him.
I used to be a human till I got into this group called the Dwarf Smashers.
Many hammer hits later,
and we needed to practice.
My poor old bones.
The hammerheads? Maybe we don't need to have a group name.
Yeah.
Just sign up individually and be fine.
Sign up individually definitely take a lot of... Yeah.
Are we signing up as ourselves? I can't remember if...
Yes.
Okay.
I particularly need that in order to get the town authorities off my back.
Is that a good idea?
My understanding from our previous discussions was that once my name is on the roster and we ship to sea, that will be cause enough that I don't have to constantly be disguising myself when going about city business.
If I remember correctly, though, they did identify you. So if there are any security checkpoints and you are on the wanted list, it could be seen as you trying to escape the country, or the city anyway.
It would be a rather stupid thing to do, though, to head into the belly of the beast.
Very well. So, disguise it is then?
All of us? Or... Because I know they haven't seen me. Technically.
We just need to hide Korsk and...
Marcus? Oh, no.
Marcus.
Yeah. Because Amity, so they saw the other form, they didn't see this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just me then. Wonderful.
So what's Marcus going to do? Is he going into the hat?
I'm not sure I can go into the hat for the full journey. Certainly be suspicious if I suddenly appear and not on the roster.
Ooh, why don't you shave? Maybe they won't recognize a human with not a hairy face.
Actually,
Sure, they'll recognize me as human.
you need some scales to complete that effect, Lucy.
I mean, I know a guy. If push comes to shove, I do know a guy.
No, preferably not. One member of the party dealing with dark forces is enough problems as it is.
I would say
Perhaps we can find someone in this. Perhaps we can find someone in the flea market or in Wallshade who can make a basic disguise for Marcus. After all, he doesn't need to change his race. He just needs to look not like himself.
What about that herbalist?
Speaking of, I need to check this potion still.
Just wondering,
a little bit worried that they may have a detect magic spell.
Are you allergic to anything, Marcus?
Not as far as I'm aware.
In any case, if detect magic, if they have sensor equipment, then there isn't much we can. Then there isn't much we can directly do about that. We might have to end up stowing away instead.
Maybe we're just better off going as we are and taking the risk. Because there's always a chance they've not been informed of our descriptions.
Yeah.
Why would they expect us to go in that direction?
That's true. Sooner we get it done, then the better, I imagine. So ideally, we need to leave tomorrow.
I think we go as we are.
All right.
If we then have to deal with the if there is a detect magic spell, then if they catch us in a lie, regardless of whether or not they have the wanted list, we will be caught in a lie and therefore they will attack us.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that position. I suggest we go as we are. However, we may want to try and avoid the guards on the way into Talonsport.
Disguise is up to the point of the security checks for the mercenaries then.
Well, I think we sign up as we are, and then turn up at the port as we are. But getting to the port past the gate, that may be the problem. Maybe there is another way into the port. Or an indirect route.
So I don't imagine we can get away with flying over again. It's not the right kind of light level flight.
Well, let's sign up anyway. Let's go do that. That's the easiest part done, and then we can worry about trying to get to Talonsport as we begin to make our way over there.
Okay. So you head your way to the Mercenaries Guild. It's not quite as busy as it was last time. The half-orcs that were playing the knife game seems to have disappeared. There's a few less jobs on the notice board. The Join the Mercenary Legion poster is still up though. The black dragonborn with the skin complaint, missing quite a lot of his scales off his face, is still there. Tarn. Well, howdy there. Welcome back. Welcome back. What can I do for you?
We're here to sign up individually to the Mercenaries Legion.
Oh, fantastic. So, I'll give you each a form. You guys take your time, fill them in. There's a couple of pencils hanging around on the tables and things. And then when you're ready, give them back to me and I'll add you to the roster. Head down to the Talon's Port, talk to one of the clerks there, or the dockmaster, and give your name, give my name, and they'll tell you when you sail. Might be a few weeks though. The Harfolk guys that have been hanging out here, they've been here for 8 weeks. They've only just been assigned a boat. Other than that, that's all you need to do. So give me a shout when you're ready, and I'll sort it out.
All right.
So just giving you this. Just giving you this form. The form effectively says, what's your name? Where were you born? What's your religion? Do you have any affiliation with the Crag Dwarf region? Have you ever committed a crime in Dragon's Claw? Have you ever been convicted of a crime in Dragon's Claw?
Not that one yet.
Have you, well, do you have a reference? Everybody needs at least 2 references, which can be Dragonborn or non-Dragonborn.
Do they have to be known to the dude?
No, they just need 2 names.
Just 2 random names.
And contact the address within Dragon's Claw as a country.
We have hit our first hurdle.
Oh, wait. I know exactly who. At least every one of us could put down as one reference. That's Vertax up in Dragon's Foot. So we can all put him down because he'll give us a good reference.
Marcus is like, are you sure he's recognized as somebody who could give us a reference?
Yeah.
Maybe he could write his own name.
Yeah, he's been through a lot, man. I'm sure he can. It doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm sure it'll work out. I'm putting him down anyway, and that's like very fast. It's just
I don't suppose we can pressure Varric's mother into doing this for us.
not at all. We are not getting her involved in this.
Because neither of us have, apart from one of our company, none of us have been here long enough to pick up names for references.
Oh, wait, what about what's-her-face? At the temple, or the... Harmony.
We could put Harmony down, yeah. I'm sure he'd give us a good reference.
We did a job for him. We transported him back to his home.
Yeah.
So would that be 2 then?
Yeah.
Maybe we should put the priestess rather than the...
God.
Why not both?
No, I think we put the Harmony and we put the priestess rather than Vetrax.
Varric already looking at the bit of paper with Vertrax written down on it. Sure. Just writes.
I think her
Priestess
name was
Imtac.
Archpriestess Imtac.
Yeah, it was Imtac. Yeah, I remember that.
Just hear furious scribbling for the next 5 minutes.
Man, my pants has been chewed on. This is good.
I think that's half orc droll you've got there.
Don't say that.
Don't tell Lucy you'll be wanting to collect some in a bottle.
They're fetch a good price in some alchemy shops, I can tell you that. Not reputable ones, admittedly, but...
Why? Why do you need that?
Some people like miracle cures.
He's just filling out his form quite well, mumbling away. Name, Lucy, born.
Oh, everyone get
Titania.
around. Just before you finish signing that, Lucy, sorry. Don't say we committed any crimes, okay? Just leave that. No.
I don't think I've committed any yet.
Marcus turns his pencil over and starts rubbing out.
We aren't going to get very far if we admit to problems we've committed already. So,
I don't think I've committed any.
Lucy, we caused a lot of bother.
Did we
Darren.
though?
Lucy, just give them your honest opinion on each answer.
I think Lucy's trying to ask whether or not burning the barracks down was against the law.
I didn't set that fire.
We did as a group, though.
But we're signing up individually.
Indeed.
I'm positive you blasted someone, Lucy, or a couple people.
So far we've got 2 stolen books, 2 people that have stolen books. We've got 2 people that are guilty of arson.
Murder.
Murder? Who did we murder?
Oh, well,
Oh yeah, the good
guards.
people in the barracks, yeah.
On the bar.
Oh, yeah.
There's a good few people there that were murdered.
Do the guards back when we try to steal the ring count as well?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Marcus's charge for whipping the mage was, but something along the lines of assault, indecent assault, or something like that.
I think the only thing...
There was also a group affiliate. Are you part of an affiliated group? Yes or no? So that was where you would have put your band, your mercenaries band name.
I like to think we all try to come up with a cool name, and it becomes 5 different things on the roster.
The Mage Whippers.
The mage arsonist whippers.
Mage Whippers.
Oh, wait, yeah, impersonating a member of the military, if that's a crime, then maybe?
I mean, Jack Sparrow got away with it, so no.
Fair dude.
Savvy.
But
It is actually going to become that crimes list right at the end of the film.
Lucy will just say no. No.
It's simple, and it gets to the point.
And birthplace as Titania.
Of course, puts down Catan City as his birthplace.
Nice to roll that way. I'm sorry, Jess.
That's right, go on. So we
No,
need
that's
to...
just fine. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm going to need to put none of your business.
Which country is none of your business?
It's none of your business.
So, Darren comes back, reviews the form. Everything seems to be in order here. Looks at Amanitas with none of your business and going, maybe we can jazz this up a bit. It rubs out none of your business and writes to part of nomadic tribe.
Hey.
I think that's probably the best option. Part of nomadic tribe in northern Catan. Let's just say that. Now, okay, I'll add you to the roster. Just to be certain, your references, these are people that are going to speak well of you, yes?
Yeah.
Well, one of them doesn't speak.
Can he write?
Yeah, he can write. He just can't speak audibly. A vow of silence.
That's fine. That's fine. Cool. Well, the military will need to do their checks. As I said, it's took the last group about 8 weeks to get on the boat, but let's just see how you get on. One last thing, have you got a correspondence address in the city? Somewhere you're staying.
Dragon's Claws.
Oh. Okay. Real fun place that is, I've heard.
It's cheap. Booze is good as well. Well, for...
We're just all trying to get out of the profession. Do something more interesting with our lives.
You get a lot of... I hear you sleep quite well, especially if you talk to one of the lawyers there. Anyway, right, everything's in order.
Do you know if there's any voyages going out soon? I'm kind of tired of... I've had a week or so of lawyers.
There's voyages go out every day, friend, but... As I say... all the red tape. The country's a war. They have to be careful. Do their security checks. Make sure the names on the roster are above board. Yeah? But I'm sure it won't be a problem for you guys. Let's, they'll let you know once you're hanging. Hey, once you're there, 100 gold pieces a day. Good rate. And some commission for me, I'll add as well. Yeah. So, anyway, is there anything else you need from me while you're here, or is you just came to sign up?
I think we just came to sign up, unless anyone else has any other business.
No, nothing for me.
I think it's best if we just leave the paperwork in capable hands.
Okay, cool. Oh, well.
Can I ask, what kind of commission rate do you get?
It depends how many people I get to sign up. First 20.
Say we all sign up.
Well, first 20 people I do a month, I get 5%. And then for every 10 after that, I get an extra 0.5%.
It's a shame they don't give you more. You should be earning more than that.
There's not much work in it. It's just advertising and, selling it to the people that come in here. It's
Free
good
money
stuff.
almost.
Sells itself.
Still, 5% for a finder's fee, that seems pretty low.
Well, it's incentive based. I mean, I only get it as long as you're alive and in service. So I gotta find people that gotta stick around, and I gotta find people that will survive. Worst people you can get is people with a death wish, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get like 5 gold pieces. Tough guys, the half orcs, for example, that will stay around for months and months and months just for the glory of battle. It's 5 gold pieces per week. So, it soon adds up. And if I do 2 or 3 a month, 10 a month, 20 a month, it all adds up. 20 a month is 100 gold pieces. So, 100 gold pieces of people that are there month after month after month. I earn 100 gold pieces for doing nothing beyond signing them up. Easy money.
Well, we're definitely tough. I mean, we've survived a fair amount. Like, not too long ago, there was manticores,
Dragons.
a dragon, yeah. He lost. A couple of dragons, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot about that other dragon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll have a word with some of my contacts, see if I can get you bumped up the list.
Oh, that'd be very kind of you.
You sound just like the right type of people we need.
I'm sure the extra income won't hurt.
Sure it won't. Anyway, my friend, work to be getting on with. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your stay in Dragon's Claw. And let's hope you ship out soon. No offense meant, of course.
Oh, none taken. We hope so as well.
Okay, cheerio.
And as we leave,
Just to be clear, Fei Shan is already going to make sure you're on the list for when you want to go.
Yeah, I'm going by Lucy's. Lucy's doesn't know things.
Cool. So, what are you doing next? It's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Have we taken care of all of the things we needed to take care of in Dragon's Claw, at least? I know we still need to learn.
Tomorrow. And Lucy doesn't pay attention to the rest.
I think we just need to, this is Marcus. I think we just need to make our way out of the, work out how to get into Talent Spot, don't we?
Yeah, I think that's the last thing to do.
Was there word of a smuggling operation that we heard about? At least for Dragon's Claw, there was supposed to be a lively trade. Perhaps there's a similar one in Talent Sport that we could exploit.
Maybe. I would probably go through Feishan and that, though. They've got their own dealings and stuff on the underground, so perhaps they're in on it. So he did tell me that we could mention a few names here and there, and he knows a few guys, and they know a few guys and their cousins and stuff, so...
Yeah, so he will let you know the name of the person he wants promoted. In terms of rescuing the prisoners, that is more anybody that you believe would be useful, free them.
There's going to be a big lever in the jail and just be like, select your prisoners. And it's just all of them. Full lever. All the doors go up. Everyone's free. Chaos. Well, if transport's the last thing we got to do, is there any point in trying to get through it now, considering we don't need to be there till tomorrow?
I think we maybe scope out the potential ways in.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea. Actually, before we go do that, I need to go hit a tailor's real quick. Because this fit does not fit so well anymore.
Do you think we'll find a tailor that'll make clothes for dwarves?
I'm sure they got some kid sizes.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere, anyway.
Cool.
Hopefully one that's not as expensive as the armors, because I don't think we can afford that.
Oh, that was super pricey.
Yeah.
So you head to a tailor's. That sweet little old lady again. Dragonborn lady. You come in, she's like, hello.
Hi.
Don't get many of your kind in here.
Yeah, it's we don't see too many of my fellow people around either. It's fine. I've been treated relatively well by everyone, so it's been going pretty good. I'm needing a change of clothes. See, I got these from a friend after a long night out, and they don't fit too well, and I need a replacement for my actual size. You wouldn't happen to have anything in, would you?
Not such, although I will add there is a fancy dress shop down the road. They have a number of children's costumes that are dwarven and would fit a dwarf. Otherwise, I could make you something.
I mean, I'll probably hit there up next, but maybe some actual clothes might be a good shout as well. How long do you think it'd take to make them?
Well, if I started with some of my existing things, I mean, dwarves being quite broad, I have to start with a fairly large gentleman's outfit, cut it short, taking the legs, taking the chest, widen the arms. I could probably do you a couple of outfits in 2 to 3 hours.
That's more than enough. That's a lot sooner than what I thought, so that'd be great.
Very good. Given the amount of work and the urgency, price of 50 gold pieces per item, I think. Per outfit.
Per outfit. Okay, per outfit. I'll pay per outfit. So, 2 outfits. So I'll give you 100 gold. This is just a personal request, but I quite like this coat. I can't take this one, and I need to keep this one. But if you could give me like a dark gray one with red trim or something like that, that's very similar to this, but for my build.
Might be an additional 20 gold pieces.
I can pay that. That's fine.
Okay. If you come back in 3.5 hours, I will have them done.
I'll pay in advance. I'll give you the money now, and
very well. 120 gold.
Hand it over.
Okay. She starts measuring you up and what have you. Cool.
You guys want to hit the fancy dress now? Get some custom funky outfits?
For a mercenary squad. Well, I am in the minority here, but I guess I'll tag along.
I'm sure they got a nice fit for you, of course. They'd be great.
Haha, we dress up the tiny kobold.
Hey,
he's
I'm small
a
too.
crew mascot.
You could be.
Nothing so undignified for me, please.
Okay.
Can I get a swashbuckler's costume?
If they got it, then you can pay for it. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that would be cool.
What about you, Amanita? You want to go with anything in particular?
I mean, I do need some more clothes. I was just speaking to Lucy, and then he said I might need a new cape.
Maybe.
I mean, my red one is a bit too hot for this type of place.
Yeah, I bet, actually. I bet you're melting in that. I'm sure they got some nice thinner ones for you. Let's go have a look. We'll see what we can find.
Where you go in the fancy dress shop? So you go into the door. You can see all these costumes lined up. It looks abandoned initially. There's nobody there. You can see arrays of costumes up. Near the ground, there are some dwarven costumes. Come with a crag dwarf, white wig and beard. That have general kind of... It does look like it would be well-fitting for a dwarf. Well, it's made of quite kind of staticky material. Looks as though it would kind of cause quite a bit of static. There are a number of other uniforms, like military uniforms that are kind of Dragonborn child size to early adolescent. There are doctors' uniforms and other uniforms. There's a dragon. And as you start of kind of rifling through them, you hear a clatter as a door opens and a man jumps out. A Dragonborn man jumps out, dressed as a pirate. Aha! And he fires a fake gun with a peg leg. Obviously, he's like tucked his leg up under his backside as he's walking on this peg leg. He looks well practiced though. And an eye patch. Give us your gold.
I am terrified and shaken.
Don't worry, it's only a costume. What can I do for you?
We are looking for some good fancy dress. And in fact, that outfit you got on might be perfect. My friend here, Lucy, what do you think?
Can't hear you, Charlie.
He's so excited, he's just clapping, yay!
Oh, I'm glad you like it. This particular item is on sale. 15 gold pieces, you see. Would you like to try it on?
Can I?
Yes, you can.
Now, we might need to make some alterations for the week, just to let your horns poke through, but other than that, but we can do that. And he starts taking he starts taking it off. You can see underneath he's got this just general kind of, looks like long johns and like old-fashioned underwear. On top of his dragon bot, so he's got like a kind of light blue scales, and he's handing kind of bits and bobs to Lucy. He hands him a shirt, and then he hands him the jacket and some trousers, and he plugs this like kind of Captain Jack Sparrow dreadlocked type wig and he rips the bandana off it and gives you. He goes, "Because your horns will just won't do the bandana, okay?" And then he goes, "Now, what we got to do is we got to. Let me just unstrap this. It's a bit awkward, you see." And he unstraps the peg leg. "Now, good at you is standing on leg, my friend."
Lucy's pouting about, but he puts on the peg leg and it seems a
So you need help putting it on, basically. It's now what I want you to do is stand on one leg, and I want you to touch your buttock with your heel. Do you think you could do that for me?
Sure.
Okay. Could you do an acrobatics check?
Sure. 16.
Okay. You're there, perfectly balanced, as he's like strapping this peg leg on. Now, it'll take a bit of getting used to.
Lucy will immediately start running around the room.
You're a bit wobbly to start off with, like Bambi on ice, but you eventually kind of get there until you're like then strutting your stuff around the room in this pirate's uniform. Oh, I forgot one thing. He takes an eye patch off, puts it over your head. There you go. What's your name?
Lucy!
Lucy. Captain Lucy, Scourge of the Seas.
I really need a bandana though. Can we do the bandana?
Well, I'm going to have to put holes in it, so I'm going to have to damage it to do it. Yeah, which means you have to pay for it. Are you sure you want the outfit?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 15 gold pieces.
Okay. Not even gonna haggle.
So he puts 2 slits in, and he kind of, and he also cuts some of the wig as well, and then puts the bandana around and just pokes your horns through. There we go. Doesn't he look magnificent?
That is a really good fit, Lucy. I think it suits you quite well. Or Scamanita, what do you guys think of Lucy's outfit?
Amanita was like that, going, "I'm dressed yet."
So when you turn to look for Korsk, you see him messing around in the corner, stands up, he's got a half cape and like a Three Musketeers hat on.
Well, you do look a bit cavalier, don't you?
Yes, this will do nicely.
Yes. Tell you what, I've got an even better hat. And he goes in the back and comes out with this rather extravagant, even bigger hat with this big feather coming out of it.
That will do.
This one I've been holding back for a special customer. The hat itself is 50 gold pieces, I will add, but it's lined with the best Strathanian silk.
Lucy, best Strathanian silk. Can you pass an offer like that up? So not only do we get to ship out, but we get to ship out in style.
Be very good.
Indeed.
So this like Korsk is turning to Lucy because he is completely broke and cannot pay for this right now. And I don't have the gall to go and steal it.
I don't know where Charlie is, or if he's thing, but he's on mute. Yeah. I would imagine he's probably that distracted in his own little world. He'll just kind of give you a handful of money.
I was going to say, am I going to have to sleight of hand to get the money from Lucy?
It's alright. Instead, Amanish will get her purse and just go, "Yeah, really suits you. Here you go."
Thanks, Amanita. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun voyage.
Would anybody else care to partake? Would anybody else care to partake?
What about you, Cleo?
Dressing up is not my thing.
Of course, don't you have to do it, Cleo. That's the rules here. Just try a thing on.
I'm not sure what I would put on.
Well, a doctor's outfit.
Maybe not.
No?
Something a bit more natural.
Suggestion coming up in the chat.
Excuse me, patron of this fine establishment, do you have a tree outfit for our friend here?
A tree.
Well, it's strange you should say that, you know. It's
Or Bumblebee.
I'm not sure they've got anything that is adult size, but certainly for the little miss there, we might have something. Sorry, I'm assuming you're not married. I would say we've got a tree outfit because there's lots of calls for it at certain times of year, you see. Children's plays. Yeah? Especially around religious festivals. They like dressing up as trees, you see. Or cactuses. Cactuses are quite popular as well.
I'm good, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you can't adjust a cactus out for our bald friend over here?
No, he looks prickly enough already.
Okay.
What can we dress him up in? I think we could dress him up as a farmer.
Oh no.
Maybe a camel. I tell you what. I've even got a camel outfit. We could dress him up as a farmer. And another two of you up as a camel.
Marcus has to be the back end of the camel.
Oh no.
Marcus is like, who would be the front end? Surely not you. You're not tall enough, he says to Farah.
I know I wouldn't fit.
Be the strangest looking camel and
Just a pair of back legs walking down the street.
it's okay. There's eye holes in one of the humps, you see. So it can fit a normal person. It's a bit awkward, you gotta lean forward a bit, but you can lean on the person in front of you. I like the idea of the farmer, but I don't want to be a camel.
Hey, I took one for the team.
Not gonna help as a camel.
Hey, I took one for the team.
Or says as he saunters by with this massive pack.
Yeah. Just tucks his cape over his shoulder.
Taking one for the team, but loving it all the same.
I would just hope that bird does not want its feather back. So they dress him up in his sack thing. Marcus is like, he gets into the back end of the camel and he's going, why the fuck are we doing this again?
I'd kind of come up to Marcus, whispering to you, well, we need to sneak you out of here. And if we can get someone else to be the front end of the camel, that's a brilliant way to get you out of here.
And explaining his papers is going to be interesting.
But it's blatantly not a camel. It's blatantly two people dressed up as a camel. It's an outfit.
Yeah.
It's not going to fool anybody.
Oh, I'm not trying to pass it off as a real camel, but if we go in with the thing, we'll be less likely to be like, oh, it's you.
So,
it's good to have it just in case, because you're paying to get change this, so...
I mean, you're doing a great job of portraying the attitude of a camel so far. Why stop that?
Just start spitting on people. Not me, please. Take a step back.
Of course, quickly dives for cover behind the shop counter.
And we still haven't got a front end for the camel anyway. How about you dress me up as a priest?
Alright. Sure. Lose the camel then. Priest it is.
Please tell me it's the priest outfit I put in general.
No, it won't have. I've got to look now.
Oh, like what kind of priest then?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was thinking. Maybe not quite with the cornhead hats, but
Oh, that's the best bit.
I'm guessing you could do that.
Although the idea of Marcus with like the the collar, I mean that'd look pretty cool.
I'm not sure. Marcus is like, fine, give me the priest outfit, I'll put it on, even the stupid hat. These are actually real priest outfits, you know, from the Temple of Newstead. Yeah. We're all out. We're all out of Hendros ones, though. That's the thing. So, but yeah, Newstead, you can, great. It's even got the hammer on it. Look, yeah, I'm sure you'd be able to pass off as a priest if you wanted to. That one's 10 gold pieces.
I'll pay that for you, Marcus. Hello.
And you, sir, he points to Korsk. It's 50 for the hat, and let's say 5 for the cloak.
Lucy? And I dare assume that Lucy hands over the money?
The Amanita and I'll give you a bit.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
sorry.
give you 50.
Sorry, Jess. Yeah.
That's all right.
Sorry, somebody came from the door.
I was assuming it was all coming out the kitty anyway.
How much do we need out?
So Marcus is a priest. Cleo is a farmer. Korsk is some sort of cavalier. I'm guessing you'd pass as a bard, maybe?
Oh, no.
And Varric is a dwarf, obviously. Lucy is a pirate. Not quite sure why, or a swashbuckler at least. And what about Amanita?
Oh, that's a
Barbarian.
Very barbarian.
I was like false beard and like a cloak with skulls on it.
She wouldn't go for the beard, but she would braid her hair like proper barbarian style.
Do you know what? I could actually do that. I have got a few strongman outfits, and I've got some child's leather armor. I think I could really make you out into look like a barbarian. I think I've even got a club somewhere. Probably cost you about 7 gold pieces, I think that. He goes around collecting things up, and he's got like this belt, like one of these like Roman centurion skirt things, which is like ties made of leather that hang down from a belt, with like a loincloth, and then like a leather kind of bodice type thing, studded studs, and like a couple of skulls on the shoulder. Because it's like small, it's not human skulls. It looks like some sort of small dog that's like or wolf cub heads, like top half of the head on each shoulder. And then there's this like quite short wooden club, and it's a real wooden club. How does that look?
Hardly recognise you, Amanita.
So, are we done? Are we paying?
Oh, I'll get one for myself actually as well. What have we got in my size? Just very quickly.
This is the best mercenary company ever.
I have a clown outfit. Oh, I've got one that is like the crack dwarf. One of the crack dwarf got. Why am I talking this clear? We've got a clown outfit, quite broad. You have to get used to the big shoes though. And then we have a what else? I tell you what we've got. We've got a sorcerer outfit that was originally a special order. It was ordered for one of our nobles, you see. His child was having a birthday party and he was fancy dressed and he wanted to go as a wizard. Now this child was quite bulky, yeah. So it was made to fit. I reckon that'll fit you. It's a sorcerer's outfit. Look like a wizard. Yeah. Comes with a hat and everything. It even has a grey beard. You can put a grey beard on, like dark grey, or like a crag dwarf.
Yeah, don't want to be like one of them. But I've already got a beard. Like this thing will be hard to cover up. Tell you what, let's go for the clown outfit. Does that come with the makeup as well?
It does indeed. Face paint, yes.
Yeah.
And it's not so much as a clown as you would recognise it as Cameron. It's more of a Harlequin type outfit. Lots of colourful diamonds all over it. And then the makeup is just black and white.
Okay.
So the idea is you paint diamonds over your eyes. You see, you put your face wet and then black diamonds over your eyes, with a little tear dropping off one of them, and then black on your lips.
Right.
Yeah, and then you wear this like skull cap thing, which is in the kind of colourful diamond form, on top. It's a bit of a unique look, and it will definitely look interesting with your beard. You might want to actually put some of the dark makeup on your beard.
So wash off, because I don't want to try and.
Oh yeah, you got to use soap though. It's not water soluble. You got to use soap to get it off. But it'll come off.
Okay. Give me the clown then.
Very good. Yeah. Because I'm trying to get rid of it, it's in my kind of spares to get it out. I tell you what, given you've all bought outfits, I'll give you this one for free.
That is mighty kind. I appreciate that.
Very good. So, you've all bought some rather extravagant outfits. What do you want to do next?
I like the idea that we're all coming out of the shop, going in like a normal bunch of people, and all of a sudden we've got like Cavalier, a pirate, this Harlequin, a miniature fairy barbarian. Nice, Lucy. That's very, very thing. A priest and a farmer.
And like someone from the Three Musketeers who's about a quarter of the size that you should be.
Charlie suddenly looks like he's got big muscles. He looks like he goes gym lad.
Yes.
Sorry, that was bad. That was bad. Oh, not as bad as Why Are Pirates Pirates? Because they are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I won't go on to my pirate joke thing. It's not quite as long as my cheese joke one, but it is reasonably long. So you come out. What would you like to do next? Now you're dressed up.
Walking around the streets. Just,
You're getting some mighty weird looks at the moment.
it's for a party. Come on. Like, just waving people off.
And then after he says that, Lucy will just turn to them and go, "No, it's not."
We might be the most ridiculous mercenary company out there, but at least they'll have heard of us.
See? It's all about name and reputation. That's what we're after.
Get the job done with a bit of style on the side.
Waiting till my shoes squeak as I walk around. Or are they like silent, just long shoes?
They're like weird, like they're more like plimsolls that you've got on. They're like black plimsolls with white socks.
No. That's fine.
If you were on a wooden floor, they would.
The boat's going to be fun.
It is. That'll be disadvantage on your stealth rolls.
Make sure I take the kit off.
We go down. So we go down the steps to where the mess is in the ship, and for Lucius, jump, 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 and then squeak, 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 squeak immediately after it.
Cool. So, what are you doing next? It's probably about 4 in the afternoon now.
Has it been a couple of hours? I'm at the gym. We would have cut about until I could collect my clothes as well.
Cool.
The old lady gets a weird surprise, I guess. All right, so now that I've got everything sorted for myself and we all have nice outfits, shall we go investigate Townsport very quickly just to see what we're dealing with tomorrow?
Cool. Could Lucy do a constitution check, please?
$11.
After a couple of miles, your knee's starting to blister on the peg leg.
Ooh.
And it stays on.
Okay. So, when you get to the far end of the shield, let me just click on this. When you get to about there, you can see there's 2 gates. One is into the Close Shield Barracks. The other one is into the Talonsport Naval Base. The naval base has very thorough security checks. There are there is a queue of mercenaries, all having to provide documentation proving what they are, evidence of what they are, what their business is, so on and so forth. The Claw Shield Barracks, which is more of a military academy, to be honest, at the front of it at least, is less so. there's a couple of guards at the board. And you can see beyond that, there's people doing military drills and the like. It all looks reasonably laissez-faire. What would you like to do?
And we just kind of peering through the gate. Does it look like there's a wall separating the barrack, like the academy from the naval base, or is it like?
There is a wall, yes. You don't see people. You stand around for about 10 minutes. You don't notice people coming out of the Claw Shield barracks into Talonsport, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the impression there is some sort of way through from one to the other.
Maybe it's worth trying to go through there. Instead. Does anyone else have any ideas about how we might get through the security?
Also directly scaling the wall, no special ideas. Would be preferable not to do it that way.
There you go.
I would agree. Well, I guess it looks like there's a way in through the barracks. I guess the only other option is to go for a long swim.
I guess we gotta try the barracks tomorrow then, see if we can get through. I mean, we're in no rush. Catch a boat per se. I imagine they won't load it up if we're meant to be on it, but
the swim wouldn't sound so bad if it wasn't the fact all my new equipment would get wet.
Yeah.
If there's a through way going through the barracks, perhaps there's some kind of security hole that we can exploit there.
Maybe.
Perhaps if the queue is if there is no queue, then it might open our options to other means of passing through undetected. This isn't the first gate we've had to circumnavigate. So,
I mean, we could try flying our way through. Kind of like what we did with the. I mean, no, it's a naval base. We ain't gonna get through as artists again, are we?
No. No matter how patriotic we are. Well, we could attempt what we did before and use have someone transfigured into a person of authority who can then take the rest of the group through. Although we might be wise to stow the fancy dress for while we're doing that, if that is what we end up doing.
become a bit more inconspicuous, you mean? Interesting.
It also saves us having to brute force it by just myself and Lucy making people invisible.
Yeah. So once we get in there, we just need to go find that guy, right? Like, it's just getting by the gate that's the problem.
Yes.
So that's fine.
Indeed.
So I believe it's taken for granted that I'll have to do a temporary transfiguration. If we do the military officer that we used last time, I could make myself look like just a Dragonborn subaltern.
Okay. What would you like to do next?
Assuming, like, no one on the wall has started staring at the 5 people in fancy dress peering into the naval barracks. I guess we'll regroup.
To be fair, looking at the people in the queue, there are some quite...
Okay.
You aren't the most eccentrically dressed.
Okay.
That's saying something.
That's
Given what we're currently dressed up as, that's really saying something.
There's a few people looking at Lucy's lumpy backside, thinking, has he really lost a leg? Or is he... Why has he got a peg leg on when he's not? I don't get it. Surely that's a foot sticking out of his backside. So... We heading back to the Dragon's Claws?
I believe
Yeah, I
so.
think that's the plan.
Cool. So, back to the Dragon's Claws then. I'm assuming you have an evening, a meal for the evening. Is there anything any of you would like to discuss, or should we fast forward to the next morning?
Is it okay if I take another attempt at identifying the bottle of stuff we got from the herbalist? That's of course needed for his experiments.
Okay. So was this just a bottle?
It was like alchemical components, but we didn't manage to identify it. I think it's a bit far back in my memory, but I'll take another roll on alchemy supplies and see if it's the real deal.
Okay.
Do I not still have a bottle of that stuff as well? Or like the one from the Green Dragon? Like I'm positive I have a bottle of that stinky, smelly cheese stuff.
That is just a... Yeah, okay. You do have that. You're getting closer. You feel as though you're on the edge of a breakthrough. You suspect you might know some of its properties, but you need a little bit more experimentation to be in order to find out.
So he's being a bit too conservative with the methods used because he doesn't trust what the herbalist wanted him to go outside and take a look at it.
I mean, this is the ever smoking bottle, is it?
Oh no. It's the other smoking bottle was separate.
Or is this previous, or is this one you nicked?
No, this is the basically when it was Korsk, Lucy, and Amanita went to the herbalist to pick up some stuff for Amanita, and we got that bottle, which was like a key component in Korsk's experiments. Basically, we just did an impulse buy.
Right, so you just basically bought some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, otherwise I don't think there's anything else for Korsk to do other than reallocate spells again. Which I will just take care of now.
Cool.
Darren fills up a couple flasks of stuff. So obviously he got one as a gift from Lucy and had his old original one as well. So he's filling them up with good whiskey and kind of hiding them away in his bag just in case, just storage.
Cool.
2 different flavors though, and I don't want to have that, and it's 2 different flavors, just in case we can fill them up in the mug of retention.
Cool. I just need to type something, and I will. I will. I just need to send somebody a message. So, what else are we doing? Preparing for the next day?
Apart from the alcohol for myself, I don't think there's much else going, is there?
Yeah, I mean, if we're just getting on board the ship, then honestly, I'm not even sure what spells would be particularly useful for that. So, might just be a case of we just go do it.
Is it every long rest you can reset your spells?
Yeah.
No, it might be worth just being like, if we need to change them, have a long rest in the boat, if circumstances change.
Yeah, it's the level 1 ones that I'm having trouble deciding on. There's just not that much that's particularly useful for what we're going to be dealing with.
Mm. Do you have any anti-fire spells, just in case something?
Unfortunately, no. I really should think about that. The main one I'm taking out of the ordinary is Purify Food and Drink.
That would be a good one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I actually found a cool thing out about Alter Self, looking at the description. It's not just like changing the way you look that it can do. You can also make yourself adapted to water. So basically I can give myself breathe underwater and get swimming speed equals my walk speed.
That's pretty good.
Anything else?
I mean, I think actually I'll make a roll for it as well before we technically turn in. Oh, yeah. There's a bit of an altercation between Korsk and Marcus as Korsk is trying to borrow his rapier.
Yeah, let's just say you probably take a couple of hit points because he stabbed you up the backside with it. What was Korsk's thinking there?
He was going to mess around in his room for a while, pretending to be like a fencer the way Marcus is. How many hit points am I rolling for the bruising?
Just take 2 hit points.
Okay.
You're about to sleep it off anyway, aren't you? So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have a good night's sleep. You wake up about 6 in the morning, have an early breakfast. You got all barbarian now, have you?
Oh, yeah, but turning up like someone knocking on the front door, looking like this, not the best. The camera don't give it justice. But...
Yeah. Well, I can see you now doing a fairy barbarian in another campaign. So, during breakfast, Barak is given a number of items. He's given the scroll that he ordered, giving the group the right to take the airship by order of Miran, sorry. He's got a bottle. He's got a letter. He tells him to do 3 things. One is the name of the person the group are trying got to try and get promoted. And there's one to leave the armory door of the stronghold unlocked. And there is another one to leave a bottle that looks like a wine bottle in the winery.
Reading the letter, Varric is visibly displeased and looks quite frustrated.
What's wrong, Varric?
Apparently, my mother has decided to marry General Rastar, and yeah, so that's fun.
Awkward family reunions.
I mean, like, that's just weird. He's hundreds of years old now, and he's trying to... He's married my mom? That's weird, man. Just saying, it's a little strange.
Well, I suppose she has to make her own mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be leaving to the group. I definitely want to kill the guy now, so that's definitely on the cards somehow. We'll figure it out, but that's on the cards.
That smile from Lucy always means some kind of disaster is going to happen in the future. Just try to hold it in while we're on the boat, okay?
This group does seem to succeed one disaster after another, though.
Yeah. Oh, this scroll that I have states that we also gain ownership of the airship. So they may have stolen it from us, but they've given us ownership of it when we didn't even own it in the first place.
I guess now we do.
I think in the eyes of Dragon's Claw, we will own it. I think in the eyes of international law, then it would probably be debatable.
That's only really a problem if we go back to pick up our gnome friend.
Yeah. I imagine in his opinion, it's firmly his under any legal system. Sure, we can't bring one of the lawyers here to argue the case for us.
Or we just leave him at the temple and make him think we're dead. Anyway.
I mean, do we need him to keep an eye on the ship?
It did break down once, I hear.
Well, you guys have been looking at it, right? Can you guys
I'm an alchemist, not an engineer.
He's certainly the person that knows how it works. Maybe we only use this particular avenue of argument if we come to part ways.
Okay.
Perhaps he will be very grateful of us retrieving the airship and therefore allow us the use of it.
One can only hope. However, our gnomish friend does not seem the sort to be that generous. So,
well, first things first, we have to get it back, and then we have to rob Varric's dad.
He's not my dad. I want to make a firm standpoint that he is not my dad.
Yet.
Unwilling father-in-law, I think, is the
Not even that.
used.
No.
That daddy?
Nope. Not at all. I am not related to that man in the slightest.
It's okay if he dies anyway. It's fine. So.
It doesn't matter. He is going to die. It is not up for debate. It is something I am currently trying to figure it out.
Got a few plans already. We should talk about them.
Yes. Let's.
Lucy thinking there's going to be a Darth Vader moment.
No, I just thought of another plan now, and Lucy's very excited. I'm just saying, I've been changing into your mum quite often in this strip.
Getting into Uncanny Valley territory there, Lucy.
He might let his guard down around Varric's mother. A bit more. I'm just saying. Anyway, and Lucy lowers his eye patch again. Back to breakfast.
back to two-dimensional space. So, go on.
Are you going to be the ring bearer then, Varric?
No, I'll be the dagger bearer as I drive it into his chest.
What about the flower boy?
I mean, I wasn't invited to the wedding.
Oh,
It's already been and gone.
So how painful do we want this death to be? Just asking for a friend.
I mean, it can be painful as long as he doesn't end up looking grisly. Like, at the end of the day, he's still married to my mother under certain circumstances, and I don't want to cause her problems or grief by seeing a mess. So, keep him in one piece. But
okay.
Horse just reloads his ray of sickness pistol.
But yeah, this whole trip, Lucy has been planning on ways of killing him. So this is very helpful information.
That's so you can get hold of his stick.
No, he stole the ship. I want to kill him.
He's on the list.
Yeah.
Technically, he didn't. It was a local commander that stole it, but
He didn't give it back.
Indeed.
The original plan was to charm some underling in his room to just attack him.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Et tu, Brute.
Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, you were saying.
So, you finish up your breakfast. Where are you headed?
So, costumes off.
Yeah.
We all look normal for the time being. It's okay, Lucy, you can put it back on once we get on the ship.
Yeah. That's true.
I feel bad now.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to one last walk, swaggering through the streets.
I mean, it's a bit hard for me to put this back on.
I mean, it works well with your druid outfit, though. Natural patterns and woad.
Yeah, I mean, keep the disguise. It's whatever. I mean, we weren't the only crazy ones there, so I'm sure it'll be fine when we're trying to get to the gate. But for the terms of the plan, we need to look a bit more normal. So maybe cloaks over the outfits or something.
Okay.
So is Varric, are we having Lucy transfigure you? And then I'll prepare a concoction for myself.
I don't think I can transfigure him.
Just through disguise. You don't have to mess around with his form.
Who are you doing?
Can you do that, actually?
No, it's only on myself.
Yeah, I think. Mm-hmm.
How did we do it last time? Was it Amanita?
Yeah,
Amanita's got the third level spell. Yeah.
There was a polymorph, wasn't there? But that was by a pixie.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're spells.
We just need to look the part. We don't need to actually be the part. It's just for getting past the gate, so...
Oh, we're not going to take the shortcut through the barracks, then?
Well, yeah, but we still need to look the part for that, you know what I mean? But we don't need to be... someone can just... Lucy can just use disguise self, and as long as he looks important enough and is leading us through, we should be fine.
Sounds good. Okay.
How important are we talking?
Not my mom, that's for sure. Maybe a lieutenant or something like that.
Okay.
I described to Lucy the outfit and how it's similar to the one he has in his pants.
Tiny.
So, Marcus is we've still got the other outfit, haven't we, that Varric wore? Maybe I could wear that and put the visor down.
The armor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's made for, well, people like me, but you could probably put it on. I'm sure it'd be fine.
And here I was looking forward to you wearing the hat again.
You're basically the same shape. He just doesn't have a tail. Right?
I don't have a tail, Lucy.
Well, it should be fine.
I think you're confusing him with a lizard folk.
They have tails.
Maybe.
Do you have a tail, Lucy?
So, we put that armor on Marcus?
Okay. Leo will just go with his as a farmer. Still, well, he'll wear the farmer's cloak and not his own, and use his staff, his normal staff. So, you ready to head out?
Make our way through the academy.
So you make your way through the academy. Well, you make your way to the shield, to the back end of the shield. I'm assuming you walk around the outside, so it takes a few hours. It's probably about 10 o'clock. You go through the gate into the Claw Shield barracks. The guards are just kind of like nod you through. You see quite a long queue of mercenaries outside the gate. You outside the gate into the Talon's Port. Inside the barracks, you can see there's a courtyard almost straight away where they're doing military drills and stuff. It is slightly different to the other barracks in that all the soldiers look lower ranking, and they are quite young and not very kind of muscular or anything. You can see that some of them are still children, but in effect. You work your way kind of down the streets parallel to the wall that runs between the two. It's not a huge wall, but it'd be quite obvious if you decided to try and leg it over. Eventually you come to a gate that's got 3 guards on it.
Right, Lucy, this is it. This is the bit that you gotta make sure you can fly us through.
So, do you want me to be like, what's his chops, angry lieutenant that caught us, or a friendly lieutenant? What am I doing?
Friendly lieutenant, we're already signed into the ship and we're just bypassing the...
Quick question.
Yep.
There are 2 ways I could support this. One is by transfiguring myself and acting as a subaltern. Or I could not transfigure and instead help him feel more eloquent this morning. Essentially, it's a question of whether if I try to walk through in my normal appearance, if that's going to make a problem.
I mean, as long as you look the same on the ship, it's fine. So maybe change yourself here?
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
That does sound sensible, unfortunately. And, I assume we're doing this in like a back alley where no one's staring. Course, kind of the height just shoots up until he's even towering over Lucy. And he's like this, like extremely gruff looking, almost like apish dragonborn. Like loads of like jaw scars and stuff.
Colour?
Oof. Let's go blue.
So basically you look like Varric's cousin.
Damn it. Forgot about that. Varric's cousin has joined the mercenary company.
So, you head up to the gate. The guard that's obviously in charge. Sergeant, can I ask your business today?
Surprise inspection.
Very good. You'll find everything's in order here.
I expect so.
Got some company, have you?
Yes. Delegations from other departments that I have to show around.
Interesting.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Didn't realise we hired non-humans into the military, other than the Legion, of course.
Due to the war effort, some of our politicians have decided that it would be a better idea to expand our pool of military assets, as they put it.
Do a persuasion check with advantage, please.
20?
Very well. Very well. Interesting turn of events, that. Okay. Well, if you finished your inspection, you can go about your business.
As you were.
Thank you. You make your way through the gate with a salute at from the other two guards, almost like a guard of honor. Find yourself in a quite a built-up area. Quite a lot of foot traffic, predominantly dragonborn. Those that are non-human are getting very strange looks in your direction. They see a sergeant's uniform, and they're flanked by a guard. And they kind of look in acknowledgement and then continue about their business. Eventually, you find your way to the port itself. You can see a long queue of mercenaries, and at the head of the queue, a white dragonborn with a clipboard. You come in from the other end of the pier of the harbour.
Are we still disguised?
Of course, because
No.
Okay.
You see that every so often mercenaries are going into or lugging their luggage onto a number of ships, but a fair size. There's a fair sized one there, called the Maelstrom's Bitch.
just what you want to hear in a transport ship.
It's how should I put it? between files now, so I have to open my next file. So it's a galleon. It's got an orc hull and decks. It's got 4 pine masts. You can see outside, greeting people who are boarding, is a gnome, female gnome with a hook for a hand and a large Goliath with decorative scars across his torso. It looks like the shape of waves, just a row of waves and a row of waves. A bit like when you were a child and you were at school and you were handwriting C's like that, joining them up together. It just looks like rows and rows of that across has been carved into his body. Across his head, crossing at the back of his head are 2 lightning bolt tattoos. They just seem to be greeting people. Every now and again, the Goliath barks an order, and a number of members of the crew pick up crates and luggage and cart it on, helping the mercenaries. What do you do?
We need to find whatchamajiggy.
Alra. White Dragonborn.
So we need to go talk to that guy with the clipboard.
So he stood at the front of the queue. He's stood there going, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. You, back in the queue. No, you weren't there. Go back where you... Yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you. He sees you approach. Dolgar, take over here. I've got some business. I've got some people to talk to. Can I help you?
Yeah, I think we have a friend back in town from the other side. He said to come talk to you about getting on board.
Oh, aye. What name to give you?
Beishan.
Shh. I meant, what's my name? Not...
Oh, you should have specified that. Come on, that's on you there. I give him his name.
Volra.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You're that group. Okay. Well, you see him on the clipboard and he's like, what's your names? And you give him his names and he writes them down. And he basically goes, well, you were rude, you an asshole. And he basically starts crossing names off 6 names off the list. And strangely enough, that ship there. Well, I tell you what, let me go and introduce you to the captain.
Is there a group of very pissed off looking half orcs on the dock?
No, they don't even know yet because they've not got to the front of the queue.
Oh no.
So, Captain, what? This is a group of last minute VIPs. This is kept in Selma Deep Run. And there's a hook comes up, offering you a shake of a hand from the female gnome.
I probably shake it.
Pleasure. Now, feel free to make yourselves at home. This is my first mate, Agron Wavebreaker. Don't worry, he looks a bit aggressive, but he's a puppy dog, really, aren't you? He kind of gives her a bit of a hateful look. Oh, I don't be teasing. Right. He'll give you a hand with your luggage. There will be you will each have a cabin. We set sail in an hour. There is a meal being prepared. By our cook fellows. And yes, the voyage should take roughly 4 days. And we should get to Axemouth in no time at all. There's also some alcohol available this evening as well. Keeps a lot of the more ruffian mercenaries happy. So they're not tearing up the ship, you see. Now, if you don't mind, please make yourself comfortable. You make your way onto the ship.
Is there time to do an action on the dockside in that half an hour?
You can do.
Korska's still broke, so he's going to remedy that by having a wander and seeing who he bumps into. So I've taken Enhanceability, Dex, and I'm going to roll Sleight of Hand with my Thieves' Gloves.
Okay.
The reason it's so high is I've actually factored in the Thieves' Gloves into the maths this turn, so I don't have to keep mentally applying it.
So there are 3 or 4 different ships, all of which mercenaries are being sent to. Generally, it's quite slim pickings if you go for the mercenaries.
Yeah, it's the mercenaries he goes for.
Okay. So I'd say you probably do 3 of them. I'll assume just the one roll is fine. I would say the first one, you find a journal, which is basically a diary, and it's quite soppy about how this particular individual is missing his lover. And a couple of gold coins. The next one, you find a ruby worth 50 gold pieces. A toothpick. And a ball of yarn. And on the final one, you find a flask half filled with whiskey. The bad stuff, not the good stuff. And 20 gold pieces.
Okay. Not bad. Could be better, but we're not exactly robbing a jewellery store. He says, looking at Lucy.
What'd I do?
Oh, nothing. It's what we might do in the future.
Oh, okay.
So, you make your way onto the ship. You notice that You don't see many mercenaries up on the top. They're all busy packing their things away in their cabins. You have fairly nice cabins towards the back end of the ship. The bow, the stern, I forget which. I know port's left and starboard's right, but other than that, I'm not that great with boat knowledge. So the back end of the ship, probably below the captain's quarters, you've got 7 rooms. There is an 8 like that. You will note that there are a number of human. Most of the other crew are human. Some of which are missing fingers. There is a single half-elf and a number of Goliath brutes, none of which have lost fingers, I will add. The single high elf seems to spend his time in the crow's nest more often than not. You're introduced to him briefly. His name is Viris Kilfori. The only other notable person is the cook, a half-orc named Fellows. When you meet her, she seems to have one hand behind her back playing with something, as though she's taken off an item of clothing to present herself better. You make your way down to your cabin. You can hear barrels and crates and things being loaded on food, so on and so forth. You can hear the voice of Fellows, half-orc, issuing orders around about where to deliver food, where to deliver rum and the like, or mead and wine, which you understand is a gift from the Dragonborn for the mercenaries. So, after a while, you set off. I'm assuming you all head up onto deck to see Dragon's Claw disappear into the distance. As you do, a number of other passengers do as well. Of note are a band of mercenaries from the famed Golden Hand, one of the largest mercenary groups in Titanus. They're led by a middle-aged man with short golden hair and a handlebar moustache. He's quite well-to-do, and he introduces himself as Gwandon Twalis. He's also with his band is a number of half-orc berserkers, a dwarven engineer with jet black hair and a beard, who introduces himself as Bardus Ironbeard, and a female human paladin called Kerin Saraven. Female human paladin, I should add, not cleric. The rest seem to be made of 2 rival gangs. a gang of Drifanian mercenaries. They are kind of almost barbarian looking, dark skinned, hide or leather armor, if any. They've all got, similar to Argon Wavebreaker, the Goliath, they all have scars carved in patterns on their bodies. They all carry, seems to be great hulking weapons. A mixture of men and women, I will add. Axes, swords, spears. And they're led by a man called Chima Ndolo, who, it is rumoured, is nephew of the Dragon King of Drifania. His second is a lady called Habibo Kavata, a spear maiden. The other gang is a bunch of drow warriors from the lands eternal to the east of Catan, beyond Drifania. They're slender, grey-skinned, tough, silver hair, armed with bows, rapiers, and they're led by a man called Kedath Syria. You can see they both, it's quite a contrast that they both end up opposite sides of the deck, and you find yourself all in the kind of middle with the golden hands. There is one remaining passenger, an old human male in a brown cloak, hood up. You can see the start of a beard, stubble, and his kind of grey-white hair. Smoking a pipe. Just seems to stand in one corner, whilst everybody else is watching Dragon's Claw disappear. The tower and the red tower get smaller and smaller and smaller. He's watching the people on board, taking in what they're doing, who they are. Seems to have a thoughtful look on his face. So he's analysing people, their traits. Not long after Dragon's Claw disappears into the distance, you can start to smell the fruits of Felos's labour, food being prepared. Soon a table is laid out on deck by the crew, big long table. And then food is served. You've got the option of vegetable soup, goat stew, or fish pie.
Goat stew, all the way.
I think Varric would go for a fish pie, to be honest.
Okay.
Are the barbarians talking as well? Like, maybe they'd be muttering or something, but can we hear them slightly talking?
You can hear them talking to each other, yeah. It's all very kind of, I'm really tough. It's all very kind of bravado type talk.
Who's got the longest sword competition?
That sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah. Amanita will just look at the guys and go,
To answer Charlie's question, it was a human male.
Lucy will not be eating this meal. He'll try to keep an eye on that human.
Okay. So, who's having vegetable soup? Who's
Probably
having...
Cleo.
Sorry? Cleo will
Probably
have vegetable soup, yeah. Who's having fish pie? Okay, Marcus will join you in fish pie as well.
Or forever alone.
Actually,
Oh, yes.
I can't remember if Marcus likes fish or not. Anyway, we'll assume he's having fish pie. So
Yeah,
who's having goat stew? What's Amanita having?
She'll have the goat stew.
Okay. Cool. Could Varric do a constitution save, please?
Oh. Bad fish.
Okay.
I understand.
We'll get to that later.
Amanita's slightly writing things down, watching the barbarians, like how they act and everything like that for her disguise. She looks like everyone else. Cool.
Is the human eating with the others, or have they disappeared?
He's eating the goat stew. He's sat at the very end of the table.
I'll nudge whoever's next to me and go, see the guy at the end? Does he look... Remember that bulletin board that had some wanted posters? And we kind of killed 2 of them and collected the bounties. And there was 1 left. Does he look like the other one? To whoever is next to me or around me.
And Marcus will say, that was a half-elf, though. That's a human, isn't it? It's difficult to tell with the hood up, though.
Yeah, and Varric also used to be a dragonborn.
Fair point.
Don't talk about me like that. This is me now. I wasn't talking about you, Vorak. I was talking about Varric. You don't know him, it's fine. Well played.
So, the captain, as the VIPs, the captain comes and joins you with her goat stew.
All the best people have goat stew.
She's like, so, how'd you find the bitch?
Excuse me?
Maelstrom's bitch, the vessel. She's fine, isn't she?
Oh, yes, lovely ship. Nice name.
Well, it wasn't one I picked myself, I will add. I inherited her in a card game. But, here you go. Finer ships do exist, but we've been through a lot together. I wouldn't give her up for anything.
You could win a ship with a card game?
With the right... If you play the right people, dear, yes.
Wow.
Yes, well, you know, we've been through a lot. Seen a lot. A lot of things that would drive a normal man insane. But I wouldn't give her up for anything. Well, actually, I do understand the Dragonborn have an airship now. I mean, I'd give my other hand to have a go in that. But other than that, pure fantasy, of course. I'm sure I could. Yeah, it's good. I'm more than, you know. It's like a member of my family. But I do understand if anything happens to go wrong, or anything gets damaged, I will also take that as being somebody hurting my family, my crew will be equally tough in their measure.
Of course, that's only to be expected. I mean, given the taps you seem to carry across, it's, yeah, I would probably be taking the same measures.
So, last minute arrivals. What's so special about you guys? No offense, but why are you suddenly needed in Axemouth?
We're, kind of lean into her a bit. We're going to be sent behind enemy line. Urgent secret class mission.
Oh, indeed.
Hearing Varric say that, Lucy will just elbow him.
Of course. Personification of secrecy. I am. Of course, anything you tell me, I won't tell anybody.
Of course, yeah.
But I understand. There are details of your mission you should not share. And I respect that you keep your word. So, how are you finding the meal? Yes.
Soup.
Well, only made with the finest goat from the Catani Isle mountains. You know.
I thought I recognized the flavour from somewhere. Had this in a restaurant once.
Indeed, you may have. Yes. Of course, I wouldn't trust. No offense to Dragonborn, of course, but I wouldn't trust their goat as far as I could throw it, to be honest. Yeah, bit scrawny, bit tough. It's like chewing leather. Now they're fish, though. Now that is something to marvel. How's your fish pie, dear? And she looks at Varric.
It's fantastic. Can't get enough.
Well, Veloz is a wonderful cook. I would just a word of caution, though. If you did have a problem with the meal, she doesn't take feedback very well.
Does she take?
Go on.
Does she take additions to the meals very well? Say if one wanted to add their own samples.
No, dear. I wouldn't be tempted to try. I would also, let's just say, if you do upset her, make sure you stay within the distance of her arm plus a knife away.
Good advice.
Yes, let's just say if you complain about the meat she serves up, she likes to take a little piece of you. You notice that a few of our crew are missing their fingers.
Oh. Barry kind of puts his hands in his pockets after having his pie.
Well, thank you for telling us that in advance.
And you see, after a while, this large half-orc female appears from below deck. Round her neck is a necklace which seems to be like finger bones.
Ooh.
Okay, so the tortured illusion of the meal is broken. Of course, whispers to Varric.
She starts collecting up the plates.
Oh, yeah, Korska's very careful to make sure he eats every drop of the stew after hearing that.
She walks over. You finished with that?
Yep.
You're like seconds.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll give you seconds. She goes down and pours it. There you go. And then she slaps you on the back. I like people who appreciate my food.
God knows what we're going to do when I don't like it. He just doesn't say it within a shot of her, definitely.
She won't. Then she, after collecting the dishes, she disappears down and then reappears with this hawking great barrel, smacks it down on the thing. Then Captain Deeprum stands on the table. My friends, the Dragonborn are very grateful for your service. As such, they have provided a barrel of mead and a barrel of wine. Please, take your fill. Enjoy your evening. We'll be on this journey for 4 days. Make the most of your time before you go to war. Enjoy. And she disappears. She jumps off the table and then disappears into her quarters. What'd she do?
Ark stays well away and has his flask.
Amanita's chatting to the barbarians, like,
Lucy does not take his eyes off the human.
Okay. You will notice, Amanita, that all of the barbarians are missing the pinky finger on their left hand. You understand that this isn't anything to do with Felos, and they've only just met her. It seems to be something that Drafanian barbarians do. It seems to be has some sort of cultural significance.
she writes it in her book. They chop off fingers.
Upon, it seems to be their own fingers as well. Upon serving of the mead and wine, they go and fill up on mead and begin downing it. They seem to be having lots of drinking games. And pretty much trying to drink until they pass out. In the meantime, some of the drow have wine, some of the drow have mead. It all seems fairly jovial to begin with. But eventually, it starts getting rowdy, and some of the Drafanians just push their way in front of the drow, who when in the queue for the mead, they take exception to this and begin pushing, and a fight breaks out. What do you do?
Stay clear away. So
as tankards and stuff are flying and fists are flying. The ground becomes a little bit sticky with mead. Amanita's there cheering at the fighting. At this point, the old man in the cloak walks up. To Lucy. Yep, best stay out of that one.
Yeah. Looks like it'll be a recurring occurrence.
Yeah. Well. Interesting difference in tactics, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
The drow, slender, sleek, still with their strength, versus the battering ram of the Drafanians.
Different techniques produce different results.
But... Oh, hang on a minute. I think it's about to be put to a stop anyway. There's a load of the Goliath crew starts splitting up the party. Quite roughly.
Sorry, my name's Lucy. Nice to meet you.
Gavid. Pleasure.
You're not a little... Sorry to be delicate, but advanced in years to be a mercenary?
You could say that. Although... not all mercenaries are about dealing death blows. The Dragonborn, they need more than just brute force. They need guile as well.
Mm-hmm.
Information is what I deal in, specialize. Fascinated by the humanoid condition.
What condition's that?
Well, you can see ahead of you as you see Goliaths bundle barbarians and drow and pin them down and, well, behavior like this, for example. Brute force. Just... it's not sane, it's outright mad. Rage. We're all capable of it. That's what drives us to it, is the interesting thing.
And what drives you to it?
Now there is a question, my friend. One I'm not sure I have the answer to. I mean, surely in the past, yes. You know, somebody takes the wrong girl, the one I've had an eye on in my youth, then I've seen that red rage. Nowadays, perhaps losing a game of chess.
See how that can be infuriating? Sure. Speaking of, Lucy pulls out a board. Some pieces. You fancy a game?
Perhaps tomorrow, when we have the light of the day. My eyes aren't what they were. Candlelight and concentrate will ruin my concentration.
Till tomorrow, then.
Till tomorrow. And with that, he heads off towards his cabin, which is the 8th in the VIP quarters, I will add. So, after a while, the fighting calms down, and the other side of the fighting, the other side of the barrels, the Golden Hand Company are situated. They've been quietly sipping on the wine. At that point, the Drafanian leader, Chima, begins harassing the female paladin, kind of smelling her hair, touching her kind of hips and stuff, gently caressing her hands, eventually getting a little bit more handsy, whispering stuff in her ear. Eventually, she turns around and she smacks him, punches him in the jaw, and storms off. He tries to follow angrily, but one of the Goliaths steps in and stops him. The Goliath, Argon Wavebreaker, then, with a booming voice, the first time you've heard him talk properly. I will warn you now. Calm down or go overboard. He kind of... Chima pushes himself away from the Goliath that's holding him and then starts dusting himself off. I suggest you retire for the evening. That goes for the rest of you too. The mead will still be here tomorrow evening. Now go. So, what would you like to do? Are you heading down to your cabins?
Lucy is. He has a thing to do before the next day.
I imagine that the cabins are too small to get experiments going in.
You're in a VIP cabin, so it's fairly...
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, Claus could work on those then, for however many days before the next event.
It's about the size of an average bedroom.
Okay.
Are we sharing or we got one each?
You got one each.
Anita will just go,
We're having so much fun. Oh, well.
she'll head to her cabin and then jump into her hat of holding to clean it out, but keep popping her head out, going, go under.
Eric is just he's not gonna go to his room, he's just gonna drink his whiskey in the open air, top of deck. Just sitting around.
Lucy's going to set something up in his cabin.
Set something up in his cabin.
I heard set something on fire in his cabin.
So as you are setting it up...
He's setting something up so that he doesn't set fire to the cabin.
Oh, okay.
So as you're setting this thing up, you can hear snoring coming from the next room. That is indeed the cabin of Gavid, the gentleman that you'd spoken to earlier, the mysterious gentleman.
Okay.
You can hear quite a loud snore. Sounds like a rusty engine. As time goes on, it builds and builds, and then fades, then builds again. By the time you get to the morning, it just becomes a wheeze and a whistle. Go on, before that.
In the night, before Lucy crashes out, he's going to quietly hammer 3 pittons into the floor.
Block the door.
No. Just in the middle of the floor. Put a pot on top of it.
Okay.
Create a bonfire in the pot. Get out cast iron pan that he has and start cooking the camel.
Okay.
The smoke going to be coming from your room.
Yep. So you're just going to say...
you've got a window open while you're doing this.
Yeah.
We'll just
That's
send a
caused
message.
as well.
Anybody want some steak? Through the sending stones.
Yeah, I could do with a piece. We got some time.
Morning. Won't tell them what meat it is, but I'll tell them it's steak. And share it with them, and then whoever does come in, I'll relay my suspicions of the older man. I don't trust him. Something about him. I'm going to try and provoke him tomorrow and see what happens.
So, next morning, you rise for breakfast. Velos is there. There's a big queue. Yeah, the breakfast is apples, nuts, bread, and cactus juice. There's a little bit of butter on the side as well. You notice towards the head of the queue, there are 3 Drifanians, including Chima, their leader, another male Drifanian, and a female, one of the females, complaining to Fellows about the fish and how their stomach feels a bit dodgy. Varric, you've had a lot of wind in the evening and you feel slightly nauseous, but generally you're okay. There are a number of people missing who seem to be in the who seem to be struck down with food poisoning. As the complaint becomes quite heated and with Fellows, you see her pick up a meat cleaver and chop. Almost like lightning, she moves her arms. There is the male berserker that's not Chima is leaning forward into her face, hands on the table in front of her. The spear maiden is holding her spear. Almost in one motion, you see the meat cleaver come, take a finger from the holding the spear, from the spear maiden and slam into the table where the man is in her face. They both lose their finger, and you see her just quickly pick them up and put them in her pocket. She goes to swing at Chima, and he just dives out the way. I will get you, bitch. You do not try to take my fingers. Only I take my finger. He shows the... That is the way. How dare you break our sacred oath? And he storms off. The other two Drafanians are kind of busy, kind of tending to their wounds. You get your breakfast. You sit down, and then you see a few straddlers join the queue, one of which is a female drow. She's a little bit more polite about it, mentions the fact that she feels ill after the fish. She loses an index finger off her right hand. You see a rather green-looking dwarf, Bardus Ironbeard, sat next to Kerin, the female paladin. You see her hands tighten her fists tighten at the sight of Chima sitting about 10 spaces down from her on the table. The dwarf puts a comforting hand on her shoulder, and then moves from one side of her to sit the other, to offer a layer of protection. Eventually, he has to leave the table though, and he goes and spews over the side before heading down to his quarters. After breakfast, the ship makes its way through the... Let me pull the map up. There we go. The group make their way through... the ship makes its way through the blockade at Little Talon. You see there is a number of kind of like semaphore communication between Viris the elf in the crow's nest and the lead ship of the blockade, after which a small gap just wide enough for the ship appears, and it slowly sails through. You can see in the crow's nests of ships either side, they're there with spyglasses, just watching the individuals on the ship as you pass by. A few hours later, the breakfast dishes are cleared away, the table's cleared away. A large circle is drawn in chalk on the deck, and the crew set up a wrestling contest. You see it's quite rowdy. There's quite a few drow. There's quite a few of the crew, the Goliaths, and quite a few Drafanians all involved. You see Gavid is there watching. You see him talking to the high elf Viris, the guy who's in the crow's nest. And you see money exchange hands. Viris gives Gavid some money. At the end of each bout, now and again, money goes back. Sometimes more. They're obviously betting on the bouts. Gets to the end when Chima, Hedath, Syria, the head drow, Argon Wavebreaker, and one of the half-orc berserkers from the Golden Hand reach the semi-finals. Viris bets quite heavily on the tie between Chima, the Drafanian, and Kedath, the drow. Upon the drow losing, Viris throws a strop and marches off. Gavid smugly puts the money into his pocket. At this point, Captain Deeprum is stood by you. Oh, always the same. Always bets against the Drafonians. Idiot. Needs to take his emotions out of his betting.
Our man doesn't let his emotions influence decisions.
Well, Viris is hails from the borderlands between Drafania and the Lands Eternal. Long ago, during some of the more violent times between the two nations, Viris's wife was murdered by Drafanian raiders. That's why he spends most of the trip in the crow's nest. Cannot stand to be in the same ship as same room as them, eat at the same table. Still, there's a truce now. They're not at war, but well, technically not at war. So you move on. Eventually, Argon Wavebreaker wins the wrestling. He's quite battered at the end of it, though. He took quite a beating in the semi-final against the half-orc berserker. In the evening, you have another meal. On offer is fried cod, freshly caught, a salad, or roast pork, or what seems to be roast pork. It's called dragonclaw pork, which is actually some sort of strange boar-like lizard. but it does taste like pork. You notice that there is probably 20 or 30 people missing from the table all in all. Seem to be struck down with food poisoning. Bardus the dwarf is back, looking slightly less green than he was, but all he can stomach is bread before going back to bed.
Varric would dive in for the fried fish, not having learned his lesson.
Corsk will go with the pork, but he'd like to try something discreet. Basically, as everyone in the party takes their food, he's going to tentatively dip over and drop a few drops of a vial in there. But so there's basically 3 actions in here, so I'll do them one at a time. So one is enhance ability for advantage. Okay. Second is the sleight of hand, and then if it works, I'll put the other spell in.
Okay.
Okay, and this is what keeps.
Okay, that's fine. So you managed to do that. Nobody notices.
Is the pork served on? It's served on a plate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's like shredded with spices and a dipping sauce type.
Okay. And
you get like little pancakes with it.
What's the plate made of?
The what? Sorry.
The plate. What's it made of? Is it?
It's just ceramic.
Ceramic. Okay, I can't do it then. If it was metal, I could do it.
Lucy will be taking the pork.
Okay. Marcus will take the pork, having learned his lesson. You haven't seen much of Marcus today. He's been spending most of it on the privy, either leant over it or sat on it. Cleo will have the salad, albeit the leaves are starting to go a bit brown. It's not very nice salad. But he eats it nonetheless. Following the evening meal and another round of fighting, this time the half-orcs are involved, being kind of roused by the wrestling the day before. Chima, feeling quite buoyant after the early evening, the morning's escape, starts goading Fellows, the cook, who goes at him with a knife, and then ends up having to be held back by some of the Goliath. Chima then decides to have another go at Kerin, the paladin. This time being quite out of order, downright groping. This time, she takes her warhammer and smites him. Embarrassed, he runs off to his cabin to smite his wounds. Abior, his spear maiden, his first mate, or his second, basically, he calls her, tries to console him, quite caring by the look of it, but he's having none of it. She then spends the rest of the evening looking at Kerin, giving her the death stare. Kerin, upset, shaken by the experience, begins drinking heavily. Eventually cannot walk, and a couple of the half-orcs from the Golden Hands have to bundle her back to her room. Gavid, in this time, is talking to some of the drow. Seems quite inquisitive about the story of the war with Drafania. Just need to check something. Oh, actually, checking the wrong thing here. As the fighting goes on and Chima's behaviour, Kedath, as he's talking to Gavid, is just looking in Chima and shaking his head. And gesturing as in, this is the behaviour we do not like. You see what I mean? After that, you all it's the end of the evening. You all head off to bed. Is there anything you'd like to do before you go to bed?
Gavid's checking out of our chess game.
Oh yeah. So he will do that the next day.
He did chicken out.
There's too much betting action to go on.
He was intimidated by my obvious strategical brain prowess and just shat it and ran.
Or he's trying to treat Lucy like that small child that always wants to play.
We'll play tomorrow, I swear. Is it so? Let me just, because there's a lot of names going around and I'm a bit out of sorts with it. Is Barden the dwarf guy?
Yes.
Who's friends with the paladin girl?
Bardus. Yes.
Bardus, sorry, not Barden, Bardus. He's friends with the paladin girl. And she's the one who got super drunk earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
He's nowhere to be seen now, I will add. Because he's been in.
Yeah. Just seeing that, obviously knowing the whole fiasco that's gone on and stuff like that, Varric will go stand, not like by her door, but like down the hallway to make sure he can keep an eye on it pretty much the whole time. Just make it sure that
it is uneventful. There is not much going on.
That's fine.
I'm assuming eventually you go to bed.
Yeah, eventually.
Amanita would probably head to her room. Poke her, as she enters the room, as she closes the door, she'll poke her head out, make sure no one's looking, close the door, jump on her bed, reach into her hat and grab the book she stole. And have a read, feeling giddy about herself.
This evening, Lucy does not hear the snoring. He does hear movement in the room every now and again. Now and again he hears the door go. He does not hear any. You see out of the window you can see the reflection on the sea. You gather that there is light coming from the room next door.
Can he hear anything if he puts his ear up against the wall?
Now and again, you can hear scribbling as though somebody's writing something. You can hear items being kind of moved around. It goes quiet for a while. You hear the door go. Ten minutes later, you hear the door go again. And then you hear him writing again once more. Other than that, it's a fairly uneventful evening.
Okay.
Until probably about 5 a.m. You are all awakened by an agonizing wail. And that's why we'll leave it for this week.
Oh,
And there's the cliffhanger.
Okay.
I would say if anyone did walk past Amanita's room, they would just hear like her as she's reading that. You don't know what's that she's reading, but she'd be like, "No, no, oh my god!"
Nice.
I don't know what I'm reading, but
Cool. All right.
So,
Things are happening on the ship.
yeah.
We travel and roll, our intentions are good. Maybe we fight, at times polite. It's still